Okay, let's talk about Reliance. I mean, in India, that name is just everywhere, right? But the real story here, the one we're going to get into, is this absolutely wild transformation. We're talking about a massive pivot from this old school industrial giant into, well, something else entirely.
So it all boils down to this one kind of crazy question. How in the world did an oil company get onto your phone? Seriously, think about it. Let's dig in and find out.
All right, before we can talk about where Reliance is headed, we've got to look back at where it came from. And for decades, this company was, without a doubt, the king of old-school industry.
Their whole empire was built on this process called oil to chemicals, or O2C for short. And this is the really heavy-duty, complex stuff. You know, turning crude oil into basically everything that makes our modern world run. We're talking fuel for our cars, plastics in our homes, you name it. This was the absolute heart of their business, the engine room.
And just how powerful was that engine? Get this, in just one quarter back in 2018, the OTC business pulled in over 28,000 crore rupees. In profit, yeah, not revenue, pure profit. To put that into perspective for you, that's like making over 300 crores every single day. It was a money-making machine on a scale that's just hard to even wrap your head around.
So, yeah, for the longest time, that was the whole story. Reliance was this giant, super stable, and insanely profitable industrial beast. But then, they saw the writing on the wall. They realized the future wasn't just in industry. It was in the hands of you and me, the consumer. And that's when they decided to flip the script completely. And the first huge move? Straight into the digital world. So while all those refineries were chugging along, making money, Reliance was quietly, very quietly, laying the tracks for a total revolution. And that revolution had a name: Geo.
You know, the speed of this growth is just mind-blowing. Look at this. For the entire year of 2019, the new digital services business made a profit of around 8,800 crores. Now, fast forward to a single recent quarter, and it's almost 2,500 crores. You see what that means? One single quarter today is bringing in nearly a third of what an entire year did just a handful of years back. That's not just growth, that's explosive.
But here's the crazy part. This whole digital disruption thing, it wasn't their only move. At the exact same time, Reliance was launching another massive, colossal effort, a full-scale takeover of the Indian retail market.
I mean, just stop and think about the sheer ambition here. This wasn't just, diversifying. This was an all-in bet on the Indian consumer. So you've got one arm of the company building a nationwide 4G network completely from scratch, while another arm is simultaneously building this huge coast-to-coast network of actual physical stores. It's like a high-wire act trying to build two brand-new empires at the exact same time. And this right here is the heart of the story. This is where the numbers really show us how the company has basically split its own identity in two. It's become a tale of two very different but equally powerful Reliances.
Okay, let's jump back to that quarter in 2018 again. This chart tells you everything you need to know about where the money was coming from. See that? It's almost all one color. That huge purple slice, that's the oil to chemicals business. Everything else? It's barely even a rounding error. You could say it was a one-trick pony. But man, what a profitable trick it was.
All right, now let's leap forward to a recent quarter. And wow, the picture could not be more different. The oil to chemicals business is still a beast, don't get me wrong, but just look at all those other colors. You've got digital services as a major contributor now. The old school oil and gas exploration is a big piece of the pie too. And even retail is showing up as a real meaningful slice. So here's the key takeaway, the absolute crucial point. The company's DNA has fundamentally changed. It's just not an industrial company anymore. Now it has two totally separate, powerful engines, both firing on all cylinders. You've got the old industrial engine, and you've got this brand new, super fast-growing consumer engine.
Okay, so what does this all actually mean? Well, this huge transformation, it's not just some boring corporate reshuffle. No, the numbers are telling a much bigger story, a story about the future of this company and really its impact on all of India.
So let's just quickly recap the big points here. First, Reliance went from being an industrial giant to a consumer behemoth. Second, it now has these two massive growth engines, energy and digital. Third, this whole strategy of massive diversification, it's literally reshaping the entire consumer landscape in India.
And this is exactly why this whole thing matters to you. This isn't just about spreadsheets and profit margins. We're talking about how one company's strategy has fundamentally changed the fabric of daily life for hundreds of millions of people.
I mean, think about it. From the price you pay for your mobile data to the stores you shop at every day.
So we'll end on this thought. By pulling off this incredible feat, building two giant engines, one that powers the country's infrastructure with energy and another that powers its people with data, Reliance has put itself right at the center of India's future. So the question isn't really what kind of company it is anymore. The real question is, with all this power, what kind of world is it going to build next?